Hey guys, NGM here, and today I'll be discussing with all of you my thoughts and opinions on the brand new Star Wars The Force Awakens movie. Now, warning for all of you who have not seen it, it's been almost 2 weeks now. How have you not seen this already? But this is a full spoiler video, so if you haven't seen it, just stop watching this video right now. Han Solo dies. That is the big spoiler, and I gotta say that one hit me right in the heart. I kind of knew it was coming the moment that Han went out onto the kind of like a catwalk over a giant bottomless pit to try and talk and convince his son to come home with him to Leia and basically abandon his life in the dark side. From that point on, I knew he was going to die, but how he was going to die is what really got me. And especially when Kylo Ren says, or kind of whispers, "Thank you" to Han before he releases him and lets him fall into the bottomless pit. And probably the other thing that really got me almost to shed a tear was the cry of agony that came from the mouth of Chewie. Now that is something we do not hear very often from any Wookiee, so that was really hard for me to watch, especially the second time. Yeah. It's kind of hard for me to watch now. And even the third time it was hard to watch. Anyway, that is basically that. So now I want to talk about more of the characters. First of all, we have Rey, who is one of the new main protagonists, and she was born in, or not, as far as we know right now, she was born and raised on the brand new planet of Jakku, where she basically salvages old wreckage of Star Destroyers from the Battle of Jakku that happened about a year after the Battle of Endor, and basically she's scavenging for parts and selling them so that she can make a living. But here is one of the big questions that I have for this character in the next two episode 8 and 9 movies, is that I am leaning towards Rey being Luke Skywalker's daughter. Now there are multiple evidence that can support this, and that is when she finds and therefore touches the lightsaber that once belonged to Anakin Skywalker that was then passed on to Luke himself, and she gets this weird like flashback imagery, and in one of those scenes is a scene directly from one of the first trailers of a cloaked man or a hooded figure reaching out with a robotic hand and touching the head of R2. Now, R2 is basically known for always hanging around Luke and Anakin, so that there is a little piece of evidence. And another one is that she somehow has she can use the Force, which in this point in time, majority of the Jedi are still wiped out, and only few now hold this power. When Luke was trying to rebuild the Jedi Order for the New Republic. So that's where I think she is going for. As for the actor herself, I think she did an amazing job, and I can't wait to see her in the next movie. Next we move on to Finn, or FN 2187? I don't know, it's been a couple days since last I've seen it. But Finn, I found him kind of a likable character. He was pretty funny, and yeah, Finn, still a good character. Hope he does come back in episode 8 and maybe episode 9. So I'll be looking forward to seeing him in the future ones. Next off, we have the character that is now being called the new Han Solo, Poe Dameron? Yeah, I think that's right. Poe Dameron. He is depicted as a really badass X-Wing fighter pilot, and he is named the best pilot of the Resistance, and he's just a badass character in general. I really hope he has a little bit of a bigger role in the next movie. Oh, and yeah, I just want to see more of him. His character is really cool, and I really like him. And now we move on to one of the main villains of this movie, Kylo Ren, who was revealed to us by Snoke to be the son of Han Solo. Now, a lot of people are saying that he's a pussy and a whinish child. I don't see that. What I see more of is a conflict between the light and dark within him, and basically Snoke is trying to manipulate him to become dark, but at the point where Kylo kills Han, it's basically he is now time to complete his training of the dark side with Snoke. Anyway, and I just gotta say, his lightsaber is badass, and I do believe that lightsaber reflects his character. Because if you notice that his lightsaber is not as stable or is not as clean as any of the lightsabers that we've seen in previous movies. His is all like electrified kind of thing. It looks more like an electricity almost. No, it's kind of unstable. I think that also reflects his character, in which that he's trying to fight between. He has this internal fight between light and dark, and I don't know. We don't know much about the character's background other than he's the son of Han Solo. So, little more answer. Hopefully, we get more answers in the next two movies that make this more sense. And anyway. Next, we move on to the most anticipated original hero of all movie history, Luke Skywalker. Now, there are some people who are disappointed on how little screen time Luke had, but I am perfectly fine with it. I think it's perfect that, I mean, it kind of makes sense that people are calling at J.J. Abrams for kind of calling Luke Skywalker a puss and running away from his problems. But, overall, I am pretty much okay with how little screen time he has. I mean, technically, we haven't seen Luke in any of the trailers, so leaving one guy out meant something, and now we know that he was rebuilding the Jedi Order, and one of his apprentices turned against him and basically destroyed the entire operation, and now he pretty much ran away from his problems, leaving a map in R2's memory. But I think that revealing Luke at the end of the movie with Rey holding out his original lightsaber that he lost in Bespin, and don't even mention how they got that lightsaber. I don't even know. Last I saw, that saber and his hand went down into a bottomless pit at Cloud City on Bespin. But I mean, and it sets up the next movie. Like there's got to be something leading on the next one. So I was okay with how little screen time Luke had, and obviously we are going to be seeing more Luke in the next one, so that's something to look forward to. Anyway, we have, or last but not least on my list, we have Captain Phasma. This character is known as or as I like to call her, the Chrome Stormtrooper, who looks like a badass, but people are kind of criticizing on how little she actually did. And I kind of agree with that. Like all she does is she reveals the ID for Finn, and she basically becomes, later in the movie, she becomes a captive of Finn and basically forces her to lower the shields of the Star Killer. And after that, we don't hear from her. We don't hear from her. So, a little disappointed about how little she did and the trailers kind of depicted her as this badass, mysterious captain. And yeah, people are saying, like, in the written script, that she escaped along with Kylo Ren and Snoke, and I think the other guy, the other guy that talks with Snoke. And anyway, I think that's it. It's a really good movie. I've seen it 3 times now. I kind of waited to make this video until a couple weeks to give time for those who haven't seen it yet, because I saw this on opening night on December 18th, and yeah, it wasn't really that crowded, probably because it was a weekday and people and kids still had school then. I remember it was a Thursday for me, and yeah, our school. I'm not in school, but a lot of people told me that they had school the next day because it was a Friday and all that stuff. But anyway, good movie. I would definitely see it a 4th, maybe even a 5th time, and I'm definitely buying it the moment it comes out. And I can't wait for episode 8. As for me, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I was introduced to Star Wars through the original trilogy back when it was only on VHS, and then I kind of grew up while the prequels were coming out, so I'm kind of a in-betweener kind of thing. Anyway, this video is taking a little bit longer than I anticipated, kind of rambling on here at this moment. If you guys stuck through with me through this entire video, thank you so much for watching, and subscribe down below for more future content of mine. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and comment down below. This is a open spoiler comment video, so give your thoughts on all the topics that I have. And what are your thoughts about what's going to happen in the future in episode 8 and 9? Anyway guys, that is all I have for you today, and I will see you in the next one.